My title was I was undocumented.
Antonio Valdivino.
Tony Valdivino.
Tony Valdovinos runs an organization, La Machine.
I was born in Mexico, Colima, Mexico. I was 2 years old and we came to the United States. My lifelong dream was to be in the Marine Corps. I knew we were not fully in a process of citizenship, but I thought, and being young, we were in some sort of process, is what my parents used to say. By the time I had finished up high school and I had met with a recruiter, that's when things started to really, fall apart. To be told that I was denied official entry because of legal status. I just remember going home and just really falling apart. I just knew in my heart I was gonna figure it out. Once I got recruited into my first city council race, so we knock on the door, right? It changed my life.
Now welcome to the stage the new District 5 Councilman Daniel Valenzuela.
They got the first Latino ever to represent an overwhelmingly Latino district on the city council.
9 years later, we've completely changed City Hall.
They increased the Latino voter turnout in one Phoenix district by nearly 500%.
We've completely changed our state legislative body. In true honesty, I never would have ever imagined my story being a musical.
In el Americano.
The theater was created in 1920 to provide a great place where you can develop work so that the theater can reach well beyond the limits of this community.
Not that many regional theater companies around the country have New Works festivals.
Stop pushing me! I should have never hired a monster.
Women can be scary.
The Phoenix Theater does, and it's an excellent opportunity.
Wow, that came out of Phoenix, Arizona. And isn't that something special?
Is there a better theater company than the United States to tell a story about immigration and dreamers with the state's history with the subject? I don't think so.
What's quite a wild ride.
There's so much behind the scenes that takes place.
When I was first introduced to this story was when I first heard Tony Valdivino speak.
Listening to Latinos in Arizona, today on the world.
I was just struck by Tony's passion.
There's too much at stake to continue talking about what party's fault this is.
And I was struck by his story.
We need to get people that are younger to see it as part of their civic duty, that they need to vote.
So I pursued it. I got Tony in touch with Michael Barnard and Jason Rose.
And he lit up the room with that giant smile and told us his story. Michael and I looked at each other and said, this is it.
Come and join the Maroons.
We went through a number of interviews with Tony and with others to discover his story and his point of view. Then we created a concept as to what it would be.
He'll write a scene, I'll write a scene, and then we'll come together and compare both scenes. And he'll tweak my scene, I'll tweak his scene.
We've done a lot of edits, we've done a lot of simplification that have gotten more to like what the story is. And for me, the important part was authenticity.
Identify where songs would land within the show.
I've never written music for a musical before. I'm a folk singer-songwriter. I play the fiddle. I mean, I don't seem like a likely candidate.
And I'll never forget listening to her first cut at all the songs. And I called up Michael and I said, am I missing something? Or is this unfrickin' believable?
We paved the way.
It's distinct, it's different. It's poetry.
The songs I've been writing in the last couple of years really speak to that experience. Just finding my way as a Mexican-American who likes country music, who plays the fiddle.
I go and meet with the music arrangers to actually go through all the dance sequence and breaks and what kind of things I might want to have.
Costume design, lighting design, properties. Did a second reading, did a public reading where we got feedback from an audience.
It's such a helpful process to be able to perform the show and then talk to people after it.
And yes, you do open yourself up to criticism, and sometimes you just have to reach out and embrace it and just say, what the heck, I'm gonna give it a shot.
It's been a day that I've been mentally preparing for.
We paved the way.
I think art in general makes our lives worth living. I really do.
It doesn't pretend to ask anything of anyone except to listen.
You may not know of anybody who's going through this, so here's your opportunity to take a look and to listen and to be part of someone's story and actually hear what goes on with someone who is not legal in this country.
I always knew all along.
Because there's a lot of people that are hurting out there. I hope that this does something for other folks.
Our hope is that by making a big statement locally, we could make a big statement nationally.
We're living in such an era where America at large has been woken up, and I'm excited to be in that major fight.
En el Americano
Our message is not purple or red or blue.
El Americano dream.
It's to dream a little more.
I hope my message is trust yourself
Doesn't matter if you're brown or white.
and be the person you want to become
A country built by immigrants.
and move forward. That's all you can do.